Start. Welcome viewers. Today I am going to discuss about inventory planning and control. When we talk about inventory or inventory planning and control, the first question which comes to in our mind, what is inventory? If you see the dictionary, whether it is a Oxford dictionary, Cambridge dictionary or any other reputed dictionary, you will find the meaning of inventory is the list of items. In Urdu, it is called as Fairist, or Hindi, it is called Vastu Suchi. Second question which will come to your mind, that why we are going to study inventory planning, what is the use or what is the significance of inventory planning in our daily life. If you start your journey from your home, you will find your kitchen where your mother or your wife plan the food items for the whole month is the best example of inventory planning. She will never ask you to go daily for purchasing of pulses or purchasing of vegetable, purchasing of flour. She will never ask, because she is managing all the things with proper planning. When the quantity of particular items gets below a certain level, then she will ask that, look, we are going to exhaust this item within 7 days or within 3 days, and then you plan to buy it. Similarly, if some guests are coming to your house, for example, if you have a family with your friend and his wife and 2 kids, they have planned or you have invited them for a dinner, then how you will plan inventory? You will tell your wife or mother that my friend and his wife along with his kids are coming. So what will happen? Your wife or mother, they will plan that what is the amount of food items will be used in serving the guest. For example, flour, oil, different types of pulses, vegetable, all these items that they will take into consideration. Then water, drinking water, serving of cold drinks, milk, and the most important thing is utensil and the requirement of human resource. In certain cases, it has been found that the houses, mainly Indian houses, they have plenty inventory of utensils, but there are chances when you have to either buy it or you have to borrow it for serving your guest. I am telling you the example of inventory at your house. If you visit any retailer, if you visit any medical shop, you will find that they have excess amount of quantity, for example, chocolate, soap, or any other daily use item. So, how they are keeping it? What makes them to plan? how much quantity is to be procured, that comes under the inventory planning and control. As I told you the example of retailing or of your house, similar planning is done at the manufacturing companies. If I take the example of two-wheeler company or four-wheeler company, you list the items which are required for making a two-wheeler or making a four-wheeler. All these items either are to be produced in-house or they need to be procured from the different vendors. And the most important thing is that at the time of assembly, all the important subcomponents or components must be available. There are certain items, even today, they need 1 week inventory, some needs 15 days inventory, and you will be surprised to know some items where the supplier is reliable, vendor is a strategic vendor, we need only 1 day, even 3 hours inventory. So that is the beauty and the most important thing which we are discussing, that what is meant by inventory. If we see the dictionary, it is the meaning of goods or the materials which a business holds for the ultimate goal of resale or use or repair. In another important definition, inventory is array of finished goods or goods used in production held by a company. Normally, we have 3 types of inventory: raw material inventory, work in progress inventory, or we also say work in process inventory, and finally finished good inventory. Inventory is also classified as a current asset on the balance sheet. For example, FIFO, first in, first out, LIFO, last in, first out, or weighted average. So in today's session, what we are going to cover? After listening this today's session, you will be able to explain inventory and its usefulness. You will be able to describe different types of inventory. In my first slide, I have provided some types of inventory, but there are many other types of inventory, and when we classify, you will find very interesting. You will be able to define the relationship between inventory and the customer service level. You will also understand and you can appreciate the functions of inventory, and you will illustrate ABC analysis. Beside these 5 objectives, I have also included some case study which will provide you a understanding that why your inventory or inventory planning is essential or significant for a company. If I say that when inventory is the list of item, basically it is an expensive but it is an important asset for some companies. If the company keeps lower inventory, the cost will be reduced, but if we have the lower inventory level, there are chances of stock out or chances of dissatisfied customer. Stock out is a condition where the customer does not find the item at the retailer or at the manufacturing retail house. So the customer becomes dissatisfied and he or she switch over to the product of another company. With this figure, I just want to convey that if the total cycle time is 100%, your 90% time is involved in the inspection, moving, queue, setup time or run time. Only 5% is for the actual production. So, that is the production or the material flow cycle. Now, you will surprised to know that in spite the cost is involved, inventory is very important for us and for the companies. Most companies tries to keep a balance between high and low inventory with the cost minimization as a goal. As I told that if we go for a higher inventory level, then our cost will be higher. If we go for a lower inventory, then definitely our cost is getting reduced, but there are chances of a stock out and dissatisfied customer. Inventory is an stored resource used to satisfy a current or future need. A common example are raw material, work in process or finished good. In a very simple definition, if I say inventory is a stock which we keep in our store with an anticipation that those stock can be used in future. That is the basic definition of inventory. If you just see this figure, you will be surprised to know that inventory may account for 50% of total invested capital of an organization and 70% of cost of goods sold. That means if the cost of a item is 100 rupees, out of 100, 70% is related to the material cost. The first important part in inventory is inventory planning. As you know that all organizations, whether it is a manufacturing, whether it is a service, all have some inventory and some inventory control. Inventory planning helps in determining that what is the need of goods, what is the need of services. Inventory planning helps in determining what type of goods the organization should produce. Or here another important terms will come into the picture, that is make or buy, whether it is needs to be produced or it should be produced from outside. Another important term which comes in the inventory planning is the demand forecasting. Before inventory planning, we needs to forecast our demand, and that is called the demand forecasting, because we cannot procure the inventory without any estimation, and this estimation is termed as demand forecasting. Now, there are some basic components of inventory planning. For example, planning where we want to know what inventory is to be stocked and how is to be acquired. Again, make or buy relationship, whether it is to be purchased or it should be manufactured. Controlling. If we want to control the inventory level, we should have a accurate forecasting technique. With the help of accurate forecasting technique, we will estimate the demand. And the third most important is the feedback. That means we also need to revise the plan. There are several plans in inventory where there is a need for the revision. For example, a retailer always want 50% excess amount, and we are seeing and we are visualizing that in most of the cases the items are remained unutilized. So, there is a need to revise our inventory planning schedule. When we term as a inventory basic, inventory is basically for the materials, parts or finished good. When our receipt, that means which are coming from outside to in-house, it exceed its disbursement, means its utilization, that inventory is created. For example, 100 items are coming, but we are utilizing 75. So, 25 is the inventory that is been created. Similarly, inventory is depleted if the disbursement exceed than the receipt. Suppose 100 items are coming, but we required 125 items. That means there is a depletion in inventory by 25 items. We normally have an inventory manager in every organization, and the job of inventory manager is to keep a balance between advantages and disadvantages of low and high inventories, since both have the cost implication whether we are going for a low inventory or whether we are going for a high inventory. Now, there is a need of approach for managing the inventory, and first question which comes in the mind of a production manager or inventory manager, that how much to order and when to order. A inventory manager has been told that you have to procure certain bolts for a two-wheeler product. Now, here he needs to know how much to order and when to order. That means, if a scooter company is making 3000 scooters per day, he needs to calculate how much he needs to be ordered and what should be the reorder point or when he should make reorder. There are some additional issues, just like where to store and what items to store. If you see your daily life, there are certain items which can be stored easily, where certain items are perishable in nature, they cannot be stored for more than 3 hours or 4 hours. So, we need where to store and how to store, what item to store. Traditionally, some conflicts also comes into the picture. For example, if you invest more in inventory, your service level, customer service level will improve. Recent emphasis is on increasing the customer service level, and in the meantime, the focus is also on reducing the inventory investment. Now, there are 4 factors might permit this apparent paradox. Paradox means we want to improve the customer service level. In the meantime, we don't want to invest more in inventory. That is, the firm can achieve higher level of customer service without actually increasing the inventory. Now, these are the 4 important points. Just like you need to be more responsive order processing. That means there should not be delay in order processing. Second factor, one has the ability to strategically manage the logistic data, that what is the lead time any item is reaching from vendor to the factory. Then we need a capable and reliable transportation. Improvement in location of inventory. That means through GPS system, one should be able to identify the location and the time for reaching to the manufacturing site. Now, we have discussed about inventory. There are 5 major functions of inventory. The first important function is decouple various parts of production process by covering the delays. Here I just want to state one example. Suppose we have 3 workstation A, workstation B and workstation C. The raw material comes to workstation A, get processed, then it reaches to workstation B, certain processes will take place, then it comes to workstation C and finally it goes to outside. Now what we do, or what is the meaning of decoupling, that whatever the workstation A is producing, we keep work in process inventory for our workstation B, and similarly items after processing from workstation B, we keep the inventory for workstation C. Now what is the purpose of it? Because suppose the workstation B gets breakdown or workstation C gets breakdown. If we keep the inventory, the flow of movement of material will not disturbed, because we have the inventory for B, we will simply pass to the workstation C. So that means decoupling. Second important is to protect the company against the fluctuation in demand. We are keeping the inventory so that if there is a demand or increase in demand, we can fulfill from our inventory. Third important function is we provide the selection for the customer. Through inventory, we can find the various categories of customer, and that is the very important function of inventory. Fourth important function is to take the advantage of quantity discount. Certain companies provide discount if we go for the huge quantity. So in order to take the benefit of economy of scale, the companies keep huge inventory or procure huge inventory. Fifth important is to hedge against inflation. Inflation means maybe the price rise or maybe any kind of problem coming in the future. So if we are keeping the inventory, it will keep hedge against the inflation. Now you will be surprised to know that on one hand inventory is very useful, very beneficial, but on the other hand there are certain problems. I am sharing an analogy for the inventory. If you just focus on the figure, you will find the first figure, the ship is sailing very smoothly because we have a high inventory level. There are various problems just like delay in the transformation, breakdown, lead time problem, all these are the problems, but all the problems are hidden because of the high inventory level. And if you reduce the inventory level, your ship will not sail smoothly because of the problem. So, the expert says it is not advisable to hide the problems. If you are keeping high inventory, you are hiding the problems. Inventory is prone to damage, pilferage, obsolescence, and the most important thing, if you are keeping a huge inventory, it takes the space, it takes the working capital. Now, there are certain keywords which we are using frequently in discussing the inventory planning. The first important term is lead time. If you just see the slide, I have given it is a time interval between ordering and receiving the order. Lead time can be of various types. It may be manufacturing lead time, it may be distribution lead time. Second term is your holding or carrying cost. As the name indicate, holding means keeping the inventory at the store. As I said, it is the cost to carry an item in inventory for a length of time, usually a month or year. In this case, we also take the consideration of heat, light, rent, security, deterioration, spoilage, depreciation, breakage and opportunity cost. All are to be included when we are estimating the holding or the carrying cost for a item. Third important term is your ordering cost. Ordering cost means it is the cost of ordering. It involves shipping cost, it involves preparing cost, cost of inspecting goods, all these comes under the ordering cost. Setup cost, if you prepare a machine for further processing, the term is known as setup cost. Shortage cost is the cost when the demand exceeds the supply and the opportunity cost of not making a sale. That means, in case of a stock out, if the customer is unsatisfied or dissatisfied, the loss in the cost is called as the shortage cost. A very important technique in inventory planning and control is known as ABC analysis or ABC classification. Normally, we have various categories of items in our manufacturing, in our service sector. We have categorized into three categories, that is A category, which means a high annual value, or B category where medium annual cost or the volume. C is low annual cost, and it is used to establish a policy that focus on the few critical parts and not to the many trivial ones. This is the figure which I just want to convey. You will just see the A item constitute only 10% of the item, but cost wise it constitute 80% of the total cost. If you just focus your attention on the C item, it contains 50% of the item, while it constitute less than 10% of the total value of the item. Now, we will discuss how we have a pressure for keeping the low inventory. If we are keeping the low inventory, that means we are reducing the holding cost. We are reducing the cost of capital. We are reducing the storage and handling cost. and simultaneously we are also reducing insurance and the shrinkage. Now, what will happen if we keep high inventory? Definitely, we are going to improve the customer service level. We are reducing the ordering cost because the number of time we order gets reduced. Setup time. Since we are keeping a huge inventory, the cost involved in changing over a machine to produce a item also gets reduced. Similarly, labor and equipment, since we are keeping the huge inventory, we can increase the productivity and we will improve the facility utilization. Since we are using the full truckload, so transportation cost will get reduced. Quantity discount, as we have discussed, certain vendors provide discount if we go for the huge quantity. So there is a drop in the price if we go for a higher order or the higher order quantity. If you just see this picture, we have tried to classify the inventory on the various bases. On the left side, it is on the basis of process stage, just like raw material, work in process, in short we say is WIP, and the third category is finished goods. If we say on the number and the value, then A item, B item and C item. Demand type, again two types, one is your independent and another one is dependent. There are many other classification, just like one is your maintenance inventory and other one is your repair and operating. If we combine it, it is also known as MRO inventory, maintenance, repair and operating inventory. There are other types, just like cycle inventory, where initially we have a zero inventory and it goes to Q. So the average inventory will be 0 plus Q by 2, that is Q by 2. Here we will also determine the lot sizing. Another type of inventory is safety stock inventory, which normally we keep to hold, to protect ourselves against the inventory or against the uncertainty in demand, lead time and supply changes. Anticipation inventory, when we see or we keep the inventory for the change in the business scenario. Pipeline inventory, suppose the inventory is or the item is going or coming from Bangalore to Delhi. So while calculating the inventory, we also keep the inventory which is in transportation or it is in the pipeline. Economic order quantity. When we discuss inventory planning, this is the most important term, economic order quantity. You will just see the figure. We will also explain in a separate figure about the economic order quantity. This is a basic model. We have certain assumptions, just like demand rate is constant and known with certainty. Sorry. There are no constant on lot size. Third important constant or the assumption is we are only considering holding cost and the ordering cost. decision for item can be made independently of each other. That means EOQ is calculated. Suppose we have a 3 types of item, so we are taking decision for A item separately, B item separately, and C item separately. Another important assumption is that lead time is constant and we are knowing it with certainty. In this figure, we have a holding cost and we have a setup cost or ordering cost. You will find as the order quantity is increasing, our holding cost is also increasing. In the meantime, the ordering cost is getting reduced, because if the number of item is more, we have to place less number of order. If you focus your attention on the red line, this shows the total cost of the holding cost and the setup cost. And a point which is tangent to x-axis or parallel to x-axis, that point if you drop a line on the x-axis or the y-axis, the x-axis will give you the optimal order quantity or the economic order quantity. This is a cycle inventory level. It is also called sawtooth model. If you recall, it resembles with the saw which we use to cut either your wooden parts or iron parts. You will find that the minimum level is 0, the maximum level is Q, and there is a point receive order, it gets depleted, the time between 2 order is called the cycle time. Now, there are various consideration in inventory systems, just like what is the type of customer demand, whether our customer are ready to wait or they want the cost, planning horizon, replenishment time or lead time, constant or the relevant cost. There are certain costs are involved, just like ordering cost, which comes when we gives order, then receiving and inspection cost when the item is received at the store, receiving cost and we conduct the inspection for any defect, holding or carrying cost, we are keeping the inventory for a longer period of time, the shortage cost when the customer gets dissatisfied. If we focus on the main definition of the inventory, the objective of inventory management is to strike a balance between inventory investment and the customer service. This part I have also explained to you that the major role of the inventory manager is to keep the balance between the inventory investment and the customer service level. This figure will show you the relationship between the inventory investment and the customer service level. If you increase the inventory level, your customer service level will improve. If you are keeping the inventory level low, then customer service level will also be low. Now, there are various inventory management questions. What should be the order quantity? That is the economic order quantity. Another important question, when should an order be placed? And the point is called as a reorder point. Another important question, what should be our safety stock which we are maintaining against the uncertainty? Here we means inventory management as a effective inventory management for keeping the competitive priorities of the organization. There are several examples where just because of proper inventory management, the corporate or the companies gets edge over their competitor. Effective inventory management is essential for realizing the full potential of any value chain. And the most important thing which I want to share about the inventory management, beside your demand, we also require the information for effective management. And the most important thing, appropriate timing, size of reorder quantities must also be determined. There are certain key differences when we discuss about the various types of inventory. The first is dependent versus independent. Dependent inventory is based on dependent demand, is directly related to the demand, while independent demand is unrelated to the demand for another product. In manufacturing process, there are certain items for which the demand is dependent and certain items for which the demand is independent. You just see this figure. A is the main product, B, C, D, E are the components. So, the demand for A item is independent demand, while the demand for B, C, D, E and F is dependent demand. Independent demand is uncertain, that is why it is forecasted, while the dependent demand is certain and it is estimated or calculated. There are key differences between the several approaches which we will discuss in our future session, just like JIT, just in time, MRP, material resource planning, MRP2, manufacturing resource planning, DRP, distribution resource planning, EOQ, economic order quantity, all are very important in case of inventory management. Another important concept in the inventory management is pull and push. If you just see, in push we simply estimate the demand and we place our all the items in the market depending upon the your customer demand. While in case of pull is a reactive system. The product or the item is pulled as per the customer demand. McDonald's restaurant is an example of a pull. Push approach is a proactive and it uses the inventory replenishment as the, if you see the figure, the first figure shows the push while the second figure gives you the idea about the pull. In the pull system, it responds very quickly, while push system, it basically use the order, it is a planned or well planned inventory management and also the forecasted demand. Now we are coming to the two cases. The first one is Amazon. Everyone is familiar with Amazon. It is a virtual retailer, keeping no inventory, no warehouse, no overhead, and just with the help of the computer, it is taking the order and it is to be fulfilled by others. The growth has forced Amazon to become a world leader in warehousing and inventory management. Each order is assigned to the computer and it goes to the distribution center. At each distribution center, it assigned to the work crews, and there are lighting system where the which product is to be picked up is indicated by the light. Items are placed in the crates on a conveyor, and with the help of a barcode scanner, each item is scanned at least 15 times to avoid any error. Similarly, we have a wrapping system, we have a complete box system, and the order arrives to the customer within stimulated time, sometimes within a week and sometimes within a 2 weeks time. Second case we are taking as a inventory at Walmart. If you see the data, 5,379 stores in 10 countries, it is not a small matter for Walmart. Walmart has given various concepts just like cross-docking, various concept has been contributed by Walmart. And if you just see, the inventory is more than 29 billions, and with the help of proper inventory management, Walmart is saving a huge amount. They used RFID system, radio frequency identification system, GPS system, and the most important system is a reader that the chip activate as it passes to a reader, and with the help of this reader the order is passed automatically with the help of the artificial intelligence system. Now, in this today's session we have covered about inventory planning and control and its importance. We have discussed about the application of inventory planning. We have also discussed about the ABC classification, which is a very important inventory planning and control technique. What are the functions of inventory planning? We have discussed. We have also discussed various approaches to manage the inventory, just like just in time, MRP, push-pull technology. Then with the help of 2 case studies, we have provided an understanding that with the proper inventory management, how the big corporates got advantage in the inventory savings. Thank you.